Hi, this is Lincoln with Board Game Geek. I'm here with Tony Galati and Brian Pope from Arcane Wonders. They're going to show us the Mage Academy expansions, Priestess expansion, and the Warlock expansion.
We're pretty excited about these. This is the first two expansions for the Mage Wars Academy game, and there'll be more coming out. We're going to try to do a new Mage every quarter. We have a Force Master and Warlord coming, and then after that we've got some very interesting things coming up that'll be a little bit of a divergence from our Arena line. I want to give a quick overview of Academy. Academy is more of an entry-level game of the Mage Wars universe. It is a standalone game. It is a wonderful card fantasy game where you are a mage fighting another mage in the arena in a battle. The primary difference between it and its older brother is the lack of a board and movement. There is no movement in there. So anyways, in the game, in the Academy game, you're going to get two mages. You'll get a Beastmaster and a Wizard. You get spell books to put your cards in, and then you get some markers and spells and some dice to roll. The game is a simple card game played on a tabletop. It takes about 30 minutes to play a game. It's very quick. It's very intuitive. Unlike other fantasy card games, it has a couple major differences that really make it stand out. One of them is you build a spell book, so it's kind of like building a deck. But unlike a deck building game, you get to play whatever spell you want when it's your turn.
Out of your hand, it's not it's not what you've drafted and you're drawn in your hand.
Exactly, and that's the way it should be. If I'm a wizard and I want to cast a lightning bolt, I need to cast it right now. Yeah, exactly. I can't pray for. And if I'm a priestess and I need to heal,
so do you need to have like resources to actually make that happen? Is that the deal?
You do. You have to put your own mana sources on the board, and you get to choose that too. You can't really get mana screwed because you. Excuse me if I can't say that word online. You can't have a bad mana deal. You can create that and change that yourself. You have a channeling rate, and then you can add to that. So, anyways, it's the dice determine the combat, but other than that, your decisions determine everything.
What are the two heroes with the deck, with the base game?
We have a Beastmaster with his own spellbook, and then we have a Wizard here with his own spellbook, and each of them have a slightly different play style, different tactics. He's kind of a swarmer, he's going to summon a lot of small animals and try to overload you with a lot of attacks. He has ways of buffing them up, and lots of little tricks and ways of getting them through and past your guards and defenses. And the Wizard is a master of anti-magic, lots of trickery. He will take your spells and cast them back at you, or reflect them back, cause them to cancel or fold. He's got some major, powerful, arcane, mythological type creatures. A single one of his big bad boys can take on a whole army of the Beastmaster's cards. So he's a very fun and interesting player too.
So the new ones?
So looking at the new ones, this is generally what you'd receive in the expansion pack.
Do you buy a separate book or just use these books?
We have separate books for sale through more of the Arena line, but we do have small book packs that can be used for these different mages and additional mages.
I'm just a pain in the rear.
Yeah,
no, you're fine.
Yeah, so essentially you'll get the Priestess in this Priestess expansion, which this pack actually contains her recommended spellbook. So you can just open this up and put it right.
Start it off, right? Yep.
These cards are actually additional cards that can be used with the Priestess, but also there are some spells within here that can be used with
other stuff. Neat. Okay, so they add to the game. Every expansion adds to the game and adds a new character.
And when you look at the different mages, they have different benefits towards different schools and different spells, but they also have and detriments. But essentially, you can use and build the mage to what you want it to be, within the spellbook limits. But you get their status markers,
So additional they're the same ones, right?
Just they're
custom
ones,
for that character.
For the character.
Neat.
And then the little rule book with their keywords and codex for anything that's brought into the game. And
you're going to do several of these a year, you're saying?
Yeah, we have 4 more in development right now, and 2 going to print pretty quickly. So about every quarter.
Wow, that's great.
And they're all self-contained, so for $19.99 you're grabbing the mage that you want.
What do the books cost if we were going to buy additional books?
$16 for a pair. You get a pair of books.
You get 2.
And we already have like 4 different sets out, and so you got plenty of pairs. I mean, actually, you could use any small book,
of course.
But these are
they're themes. They're themes. Come on. Neat.
And the game's one of its hallmarks is if you want to play a quick fantasy card game of Mage combat, and there's several out there. this game excels in having the most flavor and playing exactly like you would think it should play and feel like it should play. It's very intuitive to learn the system because you're thinking, man, if I was a mage, this is what I'd want to do, this is how it should work. And yep, exactly, that's exactly what you do and exactly how it works.
So explain the dice aspect of it. We didn't actually cover that. So
sure, no problem.
Yeah.
So here's a card right here from the core set.
Right.
So when you were doing an attack, you would take a full action versus a quick action. Quick action has a lightning bolt symbol to perform an attack.
Right.
And when in this attack, you roll 2 attack dice plus the d12.
So you have the little 2 and
Yep,
the attack
yep.
dice, and you have a little d12 symbol.
Right.
So you're gonna roll those. So this is the damage he did.
I did a horrible roll.
That was a horrible roll. And then this is his effect. This is called the effect die. And
Okay.
sometimes, in addition to the damage, you could have a special effect occur. And here it says, roll a d12 on a 7+. You will give a creature weakness. So
Okay.
she's got a poison bow that will produce weakness on a creature. Now these numbers here, this is how much damage you roll. Let's say I rolled 3 and the creature had an armor of 2. Well, I think 1 damage gets through. Okay?
Is this blast or something the other?
That is critical damage,
Okay.
and it always penetrates armor.
Armor. Okay, there
And
you
that,
go.
you know, it was a good insertion in the game to keep armor, you know, just putting max armor on a guy to, you know, from breaking the game. It's a great way to get it
Absolutely,
through.
yeah. It's you can bypass whatever the heck they've got, you know.
So you build all the armor you want, but I still got a chance to get through. So.
Sweet. Well, cool. This was the Arcane Wonders Mage Wars Academy expansions for the Priestess and the Warlock. Thanks, guys.
You're welcome. Thank you.